So we were talking about how we just have to cut down that mentality, that slave mentality from what we put in our mouths and have been programmed to eat. And that's, if you're just joining me, we're talking about what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do that the pandemic is hitting? What are we gonna eat? How are we gonna drink? What are we gonna make our choices to do? The vitamins, take in what you need, get your honey. You see my honey is gone. We're doing what we need to do to get our energy up, and we're got our beets and our energy drinks. And I'm telling y'all that people who are trying to catch up, that's why we're here. We're here trying to say, what are you gonna do now? You gonna hopefully do what we're supposed to be doing. God has already given us something to do, which is basically feed ourselves. As I was talking about the animals, He's given us wisdom. He's giving you a format. He's giving you things that you can look at. Like I talk about your aunties and your uncles and your grandparents, how they end up with high blood pressure and diabetes. We should be able to balance ourselves. We don't want that food. That food that they taught us how to eat is called slave food. Okay? Yeah, that's slow food. That's our tradition. Yeah, that's a tradition that has now got new underlying conditions. So now we have to figure out what kind of food we gonna eat that makes us a better person overall in God's world. So all I can say is make a good choice, and that's why I'm here trying to get people to make a good choice about what they're eating and what they're putting in their mouth. So, um,
So let me ask you, how will, how would, what would be some of the first steps? Because I know it's hard for a lot of people to,
change their diet.
yes, what would be some of the first steps that you would say to try?
Well, first of all, understand mentally that your challenge isn't right now eating. Your challenge is stress. Okay, if you want to turn the volume down, you could. You see the green part, you could turn the volume down if you want. But the challenge is stress, okay? And when people go under stress, they eat and get tired, they sleep and wake up tired, and they get irritated.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is learning how to get the stress off the body, so the body can be in ease and not being. They call it an urge. Do you ever get an urge for eating? You ever get like like I feel like I want a pizza.
Okay.
I feel like I want some shrimp today. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's an urge. So the only reason you get that urge is because the old food is still stuck on you, giving you that addiction.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like being a crack addict. Once they have to clean you out of that material, because whatever you put in your body and put in your life, if you, like I said, if you touching with a prostitute, that's a part of you. If you with a drug person, he a part of you. Because if you kissing on him and draining that person with you know, you, that's a part of you. That's a part of your functions, a part of what you're thinking, it's a part of what your behavior. If you're hanging out with an alcoholic, an alcoholic is stealing from you and you have to go and press charges and do stuff, that's a part of you. All that becomes a part of you. So this here, everything you do is a part of you.
So you're saying the food is a part of you, what you eat is a part of you?
It definitely becomes a part of you, and it has to be weaned off. So if I'm used to eating bad food, I have to wean myself off that bad food because I would become accustomed to it. It's like I would become accustomed to somebody I love that's who's bad for me.
So what are the steps? What, give me something I could take to
Well,
help
break
me
the habit.
start.
To break the habit,
Yes.
the first thing I tell people to break the habit is realize that at this point here, there ain't no fun and games. At this point here, there's just time for real work because there's a pandemic and there's a situation where there's a virus out there trying to kill you. Now it's time for you to get on your action.
Right.
So you gotta be picky. First go around being the picky ones. He picky. He don't like to eat all that. But she ain't gonna eat all that. If you wanna be known as the picky one, okay? First of all, be like, I'm picky. Why? Because God has been picky for you. He's picky for all of us. You know, you give him, I worship God, I love God. Well, you love God, he says he loves you too. He's picky for you. And he wants you to be picky for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to tell you about the GAT tea. It'll help clean out the old food. I had a young lady who just joined me. She said Southtown Health Food Store told her about the tea because she was just getting the soaps. And she said, "Well, you know the man makes tea too." So she called me up and I told her all about it, and she called me like, "I had 2 bowel movements in one day." She said, "I hate to be too intrusive with you, but I'm used to having 2 bowel movements
Well,
in
let me
one
ask you
day."
this, because that mentality again goes back to don't know when and how to make a bowel movement. Why is that important? Why was she so happy that she had a bowel movement?
Well, first of all, she's getting rid of old food that she wouldn't have gotten rid of. And that's the concept, is to get rid of this old food. Don't worry, baby. I want to eat with them. I want to show them you have to eat. That's why I got my braces off. I couldn't wait to get my braces off. I'm like, I'm going to eat. I'm going to smile. I'm going to be on TV, y'all. I'm sitting my headshot in. Y'all gonna see me. I'm the actor, y'all. Y'all gonna be like, listen, as we'll start acting at 57. You know? Yes, indeed. I'm getting me an acting job. But anyway, the point being is she started using the tea and she started having bowel movements. I never knew that there were so many people out there not having regular bowel movements.
What do you consider regular bowel movements? What's
3
regular?
times a day.
Okay.
3 to 4 times a day.
All right.
Irregular bowel movement would be once a day or every other day. That's called, they call that, if you go to the doctor, he goes, all right, you got IBS. First thing he'll tell you got irritable bowel syndrome. Well, we know that. We do that. That's why I came to you, because bowels wasn't working right. So anyway, but what is he going to do? He's going to give you medication. And what am I going to do? I'm going to teach you how to burp. If you're not burping, you're not working. See, I started a burping class. Everybody should join it. It's burping. It's my burping class, right?
Yeah.
So the burping class is all about teaching people that it's okay to burp. Why are you burping like that? Oh, that's turn from him. I don't care, turn. If you're not getting the air off of your digestive system, you're holding the disease on your body. The disease is in the air. The common cold is in the air. The germs are in the air. The water that the doctors say everybody's dying from is in the air.
Okay, stop right there. Because
What?
this was a real eye-opener when you said water in the air. I didn't get it until you explained it to me. So if you tell the people a little bit about that.
Well, I'm drinking water, right? Okay. This is water that goes to my bladder.
Okay.
This water that goes to my bladder, it's internal water. It helps nourish my kidney, my liver, my pancreas, all of my organs, okay? The water that's in the air, they call it humidity, dew, condensation, precipitation, snow, rain. But when you open your mouth, your grandmama would say, keep your mouth closed because you're swallowing too much air.
Yes, I
And
remember.
the secret is they don't tell you that the air has water in it. And the water that you swallow from the air, you retain it on your extremities, not your bladder.
Oh.
Now, the extremities is when your grandmama say, I think it's going to rain tomorrow. She could feel it. She be swallowing. Oh, she had her mouth open, first of all. Swallowing what? Air. And the air had the water in it, which started aching her bones. So she knew that the moisture was changing in the where? In the air. That's called a humidity or a dew point change.
Oh.
So that's why I keep the barometer. Pass me that barometer over there, honey. I'm going to show the people what they need to get for their home. Because this will help them keeping the flu off of them and keeping their home safe too from bugs. This barometer.
I never knew that. That is, when you taught that, that was a great.
This is a barometer. My barometer is at the middle point here. You see where it's even? And that's good living. If your barometer sits over here like at 60 and 75, then you know you have too much humidity in the house. If it's too dry, you want to put a humidifier on to bring the living for humans into the blue area. They don't teach about none of this, guys. They don't teach about none of this in school. I don't know why, but you guys definitely go out and get you a barometer. A thermometer is cool, but a barometer, that's what they're talking about. You getting your disease from retaining water. So the big concept about this water is the air water makes you have disease like congested heart failure, high blood pressure, diabetes, fibroids, tumors, hiatal hernias. If you look it up, all of these is because you have poor circulation. And the only thing that gives a person poor circulation on the human body is having retention of water. So you want bicep, bone, and skin. Oh, I don't want to be skinny. Well, your heart didn't grow with all that booty either. So if your heart was growing with all that butt and the legs and the thighs and the retention of the water, put it like this: if I could do like my car and put a bigger intake hole and bore the intake of my manifold inside, and as it could breathe more air and take in more air, I open up the exhaust bigger and make sure everything coming out clean, then fine. But your body just don't work that way. There was no adjustments. The only thing you're doing is suffocating your body by getting thick, juicy, good eating, love handled. Tell your nieces and nephews they don't want that look. They need to go back to that Soul Train look when they're doing splits and somersaults and, that kind of look.
Okay. I just think that's so amazing, that teaching with the water, the humidity. Humidity is what's causing.
Well, that's what's causing the disease.
Wow.
Doctors are getting millions of dollars off the air. And the concept is they know that the air is what's causing the disease. The sickness is in the air. My grandmother, your grandmother already told us that.
Yes.
They'll sit around and go, honey, the sickness in the air. And you've heard it over and over again. The sickness is where? In the air. And now they got you covering your mouth with masks. Because the sickness is where? In the air. So, with that, I'm going to let you guys know, GAT-T, get your GAT-T. Where's my phone? I thought I was going to call Monica. Let me call Monica. I told her I was going to call her, see how her tea's doing, see how her organites and stuff like that's happening. Let's see if I could give her a call. She had just told me she wanted to meet me for some tea and some soap. Monica Birch. She came and she's, helped supporting me the other day. She went and bought some, she bought some organites from me. These are the organites. They help with magnetic fields. She's probably driving that big semi truck. She's a truck driver, y'all. A woman truck driver. So she'll probably call me back. But anyway, the concept was she wanted to give a testimony. She's like, I love to promote you, brother. So y'all will see her promoting us. Monica Birch right there. Promote GAT-T. You see GAT-T promotions. We're doing Instagram. Let me say this before I leave off, and then I'm going to let everybody go. We have our GAT-T at health food stores like Heritage, Sunrise, Southtown. I want to give all of them a thank you because they've been a supporter for over 20 years of carrying our products. And people are like, how long you been doing this? I've been doing this for 20 years. And they've been supporting us for 20 years, having the product in their stores. So Sunrise Health Food Store, thank you very much. They're at Valmer and Kedzie. There's one right here in Lansing. And they have just bought another one over Country Club Hills, 4111 West 183rd Street. Then you got Southtown Health Food Store. That's in Chicago. They've been supporting us. They the ones actually helped me when my baby was sick. That's how I got into this GAT-T and this bloating and trying to get underlying conditions off of people. So Southtown, they're right on 95th, right off of Damon, 2100 West 95th Street. Then you have El Nora's Health Food Store. We can't forget our black-owned health food stores. El Nora's is right there at 108th and Halsted. Support El Nora's. They have the GAT-T. They have other nutritional things. I think you could get all kinds of stuff there. Everything from, vitamins. You probably could go and get this vitamin here. I'm sure they sell it. That's probably where I got it from. I try to support my people. So get your vitamins, get your liquid vitamins, get your nutrition. Go to your Whole Food stores and get your, your stuff for your beets and your carrots and start your juicing. These are some good things tips you could just start doing. I'm gonna try to come on here every day, start helping you guys cook and remind you how you're gonna help survive and how to beat this pandemic by, I don't have a solution as far as what do you call it? A solution? What are they calling it? A remedy? No, I got remedies, but I don't have what they looking for, a vaccination. I ain't got no vaccination, okay? So don't be talking about he got a vaccination, but I got a way to keep yourself healthy.
Let me ask you this. Is there anywhere out west?
Oh yeah, we have New Life. I was getting a New Life health food store. New Life Health Food Store right at Kedzie and Roosevelt. Make sure you definitely. What's my brother's name?
Ray.
Ray's a good brother. He started carrying my product about 3 years ago, and I tell you, that whole West Side community, they are incredible. He's sold out every week, you know. So I can tell you guys, I drive all the way from out here from South Highland all the way to the West Side, and I make my deliveries. I go out there and give it to them because they are responsive. I'm trying to reach everybody. Like, you know, they say you go away from home and people treat you better. That's how the West Side treat me. I want to thank you all. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, for just taking me in and doing what you're doing. They've always did that, even with my popcorn company, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I had popcorn all over the West Side, everywhere. I stopped selling popcorn because I was killing people. And cheese and caramel.
Well, it was Snack Man's popcorn.
Snack Man's popcorn, boy, had people blown up. I was sending it to the Oscars and everywhere. That's how I did movies, so I was sending popcorn everywhere, boy.
So what's your number if someone to call? If someone needs to call and want
Call
to
me.
speak with you.
773 is my sale number. I'm going to give you all my numbers. 773-559-2053. Call me on my office number, 708-362-5135. I will repeat it. You don't have to worry. Go get a pen or whatever. Write it down. But my phone number again is 773-559-2053. And the office number is 708-362-5135.
And can you tell me just a little bit? I know you said you was ready to go, but what does the Organite do? So I can order one, or my friends can order one.
Well, you already know. That's a good question. You just talking for the people, ain't you? Talking for the people. More power to the people.
Incredible.
These are incredible. I had back pain, I had fog, brain fog, and I had headaches. I was always telling my wife I believe the computer was giving off bugs. Every time I sat near my computer and work on it, I would be itching and scratching under the arms, and even I was like, damn, you know, I got crabs or something all over me.
No.
I'm like, oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I was going there trying to check, man, but I'm itching and scratching everywhere. I'm like, what the hell's going on? But anyway, ever since I started getting into these organoids, I started studying magnetic waves. And what happens is 5G, Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, your refrigerator, your microwave oven, your television, your cell phone, everything gives off some type of a magnetic wave. And what you want to do is you want to try to bend the curve as it comes around your body, because we call this an invisible wave. And this invisible wave, it can come into your body and damage you at a cellular level. I'm out. Well, no, my camera only lasts so long, but they can still hear me. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and God bless you all, and just have a wonderful day. But the Organites are wonderful. Look it up on my website, gattea.com, and it's the most incredible thing you will ever encounter. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me.